The topic of our episode today is German grocery stores. You're in Germany. You're joining us live from Berlin.
Jawohl.
And I really went to a store to specifically look for German beers. And our local Stater Brothers, the only thing that they had close to a German beer was a 12-pack of Leinenlugel's Summer Shandy.
What is that?
I don't know if it's like actually an American one, but it's like kind of Germany. But I don't like shandies. I didn't want 12 of those. Like we would probably drink one during the show, and then I'd be stuck with 10 shitty beers that I don't want.
Yeah.
So I got us some Budweiser, which is also German, if I remember correctly. Budweiser?
I mean, it's a German name. I think it's American, but there's actually other Budweiser that's like a Czech beer, and they have like a similar logo, and they've like sued each other, and Budweiser Czech is allowed to exist here, but they don't export to there. You know,
I had one of those when I was in Germany, and I liked American Budweiser better. I mean, it was good, but it just tasted very standard. It just kind of run of the mill beer.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then also, I did get an extra special surprise for us today. Just I know that, Hank, you're my oldest friend. I've known you for my entire life, and I don't feel I need to impress you that much. I think you have like come to terms with me and who I am at this point. Like nothing I do or say during this session is going to change your mind on me. So I did get another German treat for Adam and I to enjoy, at least during the show. It's a small bottle of Jägermeister.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And I did get one of each of us, but I only could bring one back to the radio station.
I'm fine with half.
Okay.
More than.
Does that mean you drank it already?
No, we're going to try it right now. We're going to drink it live on the podcast. Kick it off.
Okay.
I'm going to try and just measure. Adam's going to have a big sip of that, and he's going to try and measure exactly 50%. Otherwise, I'll be quite mad. Pretty good. There we go. He did it. He measured exactly 50%.
Not too fast. You should show it to the camera. Not too bad.
Very good. Very good. All right, I'm going to kill this little bottle of Jägermeister. This is German, right?
Yeah, totally. It's here. It's everywhere. It exists.
Oh, boy. I haven't had a Jägermeister in a very, very long time.
It's better than like, I don't know, Malort or those other kind of intense liquors that people talk about. So it didn't bother me actually at all.
No, it's not that bad. I mean, not local to us, but we all used to live in Los Angeles, and there's a German bar called the Red Lion in Silver Lake that had like a full menu of Jägermeister type concoctions. Like it wasn't, I think they had Jägermeister, but it's like, here's like 7 things that are like the same thing that Jägermeister is, but are just not Jägermeister. You could like do the tasting table, the tour of the weird liqueurs.
I didn't realize that, but that's what the checkout, like the stuff by the checkout stand is
Underberg.
Yeah. And well, that's different because that tastes like, just bitter and everything. But there's, I don't know the names of them, but there's like the cheap liquor versions of Jägermeister. But I forget all their names, but you can tell that they're cheap just by looking at them.
Mm-hmm. Well, Underberg is fancy because it's coming wrapped in brown paper, as we all know, the fanciest way to serve anything up.
Yeah, it tastes like we haven't changed our recipe in 400 years kind of thing. And
not accommodating for modern tastes or sensibilities.
No. But that's why they're under the berg and not at the top of the berg. Berg didn't know.
That is a Chili Pepper song, right? Under the Berg.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Red Hot. Sorry, that is a Red Hot Chili Pepper song. I think if I don't say Red Hot Chili Peppers, people don't know what I'm talking about.
You can be the mild chili peppers.
All right, I'm going to introduce the podcast. I mean, we're recording and that's all going in, but let's say the name of the podcast.
I'm going to say the name of the podcast. Oh, you want to? Okay, no, you go ahead. No, you
know the name of this podcast.
Yeah, Clean Up on Aisle podcast. It's out. I know you've surprised your first 5 guests, but I'm number whatever. And I've listened to every single episode leading up. And I've only heard my name twice. I was waiting for the Beetlejuice type thing, or Candyman. but I couldn't wait. I just had to get on. So yeah, you can introduce your podcast now. I'll wait.
Gingerbread Man Down, Clean Up on Aisle Podcast.
You're listening to Clean Up on Aisle Podcast, the dirty truth about grocery stores. I'm Jef Harmatz, joined as always by Adam Fligsten.
Hello, Jeff. How are you?
I am. It's been a wild morning already, and I'm really hungover, so that Jägermeister shot is totally helping me out. We are joined today by our very good friend and guest, Hank Friedmann.
Hello. Guten Morgen, guten Abend, gute Nacht.
Are you going to do the whole show with German accent?
No, I can't do that.
All right. I proposed that to my partner. I was like, well, I was waiting for Adam this morning. I was like walking around talking in a really stinky bad German accent. And I said, should I do the whole show that way? And she said, please do not do that.
Was it like Nazi German, or was it like
Probably
softer than that?
It was probably Nazi Germanish.
Okay. All right.
I'm surprised that I have only heard that kind of talking when it's somebody going through like a mental breakdown on the subway or in the U-Bahn. Like when somebody's yelling, it's not what German sounds like.
I had so I'm heading off to Europe in a couple weeks myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We're not hitting Germany, sorry. We're
That's fine.
doing Paris and London. And my sister lives in London. And she called my partner and I today to say, like, oh, what kind of trip are you looking to do? Like, what are the things that you're kind of into? And my sister was in California for most of the summer, but she's been back in London for a couple weeks, and you can detect a little bit of a London accent on her. She definitely is like starting. I mean, I'm not making fun of her. Like when you live in a place, you start talking like the place that it is.
Yeah.
Are you talking with a little German lilt yet, Hank?
No, I think my accent is my whatever LA, Long Beach, whatever accent, just California, generic American accent.
Cool California dude.
Yeah, maybe. So, yeah. And I could turn on a German accent that some people have been like, oh, it sounds pretty good. But the longer I talk in German, it just fades away, and I start getting like squeezing one word out because I'm just learning the language. But you told me once that you were in like Australia, and there was like a bartender from America, but his accent was like melding into Australian or something.
Yes.
What is this guy doing? People want his American accent. He's blowing it.
Mm-hmm. It was like, it's just, you'd probably been living in Australia so long that you start talking like the locals. I have not picked up any, my partner is Australian, of course. I've been to Australia several times. I have not picked up any Australian stuff other than the spellings. I do spell gray with an E. Of course, I have the U's in color, but she hasn't picked up much of an American accent. She still sounds as Australian as the day she was born. So
yeah.
Hank, I will say that your son has an American accent, although can speak German very, very well, which was impressive and incredible to watch. But he has an American accent.
Yeah. And some kids that have like American parents and German parents or whatever mix, it like morphs or it becomes something new. But I think my kid's holding on to something strong there. We'll see about the next two kids. I'm not going to start talking with a German accent. Hell nah.
On the subject of accents, so Hank, you and I grew up like on the same block. Like we've been friends since I moved to the neighborhood when I was probably like 2 years old. We used to like carpool to preschool and stuff. So if there was ever like two guys that were going to sound the same, it would like, you're kind of from the east side of the neighborhood. So you kind of have that particular lilt that the people over there on Hillside have. I've got a kind of more of a Rancho address or a Rancho accent.
Also, you're about like 500 yards closer to the mile-long power plant. So you might have a little more brain damage than me. I get a little more flow from the ocean. Long Beach.
I talk louder because I have to talk over the buzz of the electric generators.
I don't think anybody would know that if they didn't know you two.
Really?
Your accents don't. Your way of talking doesn't sound similar at all.
Okay.
Yeah, Jef has a special way of talking. I'm pretty standard. That's why he's on the radio, and I have a voice for
For long drones on podcast.
Cut that out. I also sometimes can't. I have these little brain farts, and I think that's because that power plant would sometimes like have like a explosion, or like that would happen like every couple of weeks. Where
it was steam being released, right? Yeah, and they would do it early in the morning, and it would wake my ass up. That's for
it would
sure.
blow my shades open. Yeah, so that's why I'm damaged, and also.
Speaking of growing up on the old block, I do have some business with your family that I need to attend to later on today. I figured I could run it past you first.
Okay.
I don't know. Is it okay to air our dirty laundry out on this, Adam? Are you cool with this for a little bit?
Is it about Legos?
Yes, it is about Legos.
Did my not pay you?
No, your brother. I used to work for your brother when he was doing hats. Now he's in the Lego business, your older brother. And he tracked down a particular Lego set for me and that I could give to my radio co-host for his 40th birthday, which is coming up soon. Well, so, okay, my co-host on the radio show is a Lego guy. He's missing a particular Lego Star Wars helmet, and your older brother, Michael, is a professional Lego man. He's a professional Lego getter, professional Lego scourer, reseller. And I had him track down this particular Lego set, but I didn't see your brother when he was in town last. So the Lego set is currently at your parents' house with your parents.
Yeah.
And so I need to coordinate with my parents to go to your parents and get the Legos and then ship it to me here in the desert.
You're not going there anytime because you're going on that big trip. I see.
Yes, we're going to Europe. I need to get it before I go to Europe. So
yeah,
I think that's
very important. Very, very, very important. Very important. I'm glad we're getting our whole entire families involved.
Absolutely. But I'm very much looking forward to asking my dad to head over to your parents' house and get the thing and then mail it to me. So
yeah, it'll make their day. I promise you, it'll make their day, and they'll be talking about it for years. Bragging to their friends, whatever the fuck this dumb shit is, they're going to be talking, they're going to be telling everybody. And they're going to get the story wrong. And everything. So, well, my parents, I could speak for them.
And then Adam, I mean, we're doing this podcast together. We're very good friends. And sometimes we get guests on the show where it's like, oh, we think this person's very cool. We don't know them. Like, it's like, we had on some pretty prominent podcasters and comedians and cartoonists and stuff. And like, it's like, oh, we get to like meet somebody and have like a new introduction with some cool, interesting people. But this is one of those podcasts because we're all very, very good friends where like, we're probably using this podcast as an excuse to just catch up with our dear friend Hank a little bit, who left us all behind and moved to Berlin those many years ago.
You left us behind and moved to Yucca Valley Joshua Tree, and now Adam has too. So that plus the COVID lockdowns taught us all that friendship connections are meaningless, and we're all just atoms floating in space. What's moving 2 hours away or a continent away? What's the ditch?
I do want to ask you about that move, but I do think the last time I had a video call with you. No, we've done a video call since then, but I think it was a video call in the lockdown for your 40th birthday, maybe it was? Or no, it couldn't have been your 40th birthday.
We hung out a lot since then, but yes.
Yeah.
Here, yeah.
No, it was when you were still in LA. It was during the COVID time.
Yeah.
And
just a silly old birthday.
We did a video call. Yeah. And I had to jump off of the video call because the house next door to us was on fire.
I don't remember that, really.
And then there was a house on fire on the other side of us the night before. So it was like a bunch of house fires in the neighborhood. And I was like, oh, okay, I hope we're not next. Spoiler alert, we were not next. Our house did not get burned down. Adam, we were just there. You can verify that.
Yep. Wait, it was right here?
It was a house in our neighborhood. It's since been rebuilt. I mean, it was like 5 years ago.
Uh-huh.
But there were like 2 house fires, one on either side of the highway, like a couple houses down from us, not one of the ones right next door.
Yeah.
So hopefully nothing burns down while we're doing this fabulous podcast today.
Yeah. What a curse. What a curse.
But you're in Berlin.
Yeah.
How's that been?
One of the reasons we left that wretched country. It's been very nice here. What an adventure. Every day something new. And this could segue to the topic at hand, but no, we're not there. Grocery store. I'm just
Yeah. We're not ready for the topic yet, right? I want to hear how life in Berlin is.
Everybody wants to hear. It's good. I mean, I could talk about it from an economic standpoint, a social standpoint, a quality of life standpoint, but it's good. But I definitely miss you and people like you, family, and proximity to work. I'm doing a lot of remote work, and that's a little tough. From the connectivity is good, and everybody's happy with my work, but it's just a little crazy to do remote work from this far. But yeah, man, the air is nice. It's good to have the weather here.
Streusel wafting into the air, like people putting their a strudel or streusel. Yeah, their pies on the windowsill.
Strudel.
Yeah, strudel.
Actually, yeah, one of our neighbors does make a lot of baked goods. Hell yeah, man.
I just visited you. I can confirm it's very, very pretty out there. You live in a very beautiful neighborhood with a lot going on, and you live in a really beautiful place. Apartment, but really more than an apartment. It's a suite. I don't know what you would call it. It's huge. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I call it the penthouse, the fuck palace.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
It's beautiful.
Is that the official German word for, like, because I know in London they call it flats, and here in America we call it apartment, but they call it fuck penthouse, fun palace.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. That's what it translates to.
Do they actually have a name for it in Germany?
Oh my God. Wohnung. Living place. I don't know. I don't know. I could look it up. I know, but I'd forget. Yeah, apartment. I don't know.
All right, so you're in Berlin, right?
Yeah, baby.
And Adam, you were just in Berlin visiting Hank. Did you?
Yes.
Were you actually in Berlin the whole time? I know you went to a conference.
No, I was in Berlin for 2 nights.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was in Cologne and I was in Frankfurt.
The hot dog town.
The hot
There's
dog.
the hamburger town and the hot dog town.
Which I tried to get a hot dog, but I did not get one there. I got Polish food there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Which was good.
And I mean, when you go to Berlin, it's either hot dogs or Turkish food, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting the fast stuff, yes, those are the biggies. The currywurst, which is just hot dog with ketchup with a little bit of curry powder in it. And yeah, doner kebabs or doner bowls or whatever. Yeah, but you could get everything here, man.
Are you still vegetarian?
No, we saw.
Wait, should I say names? No. Well, bleep that out. Bleep that out.
I mean, you've been bleeping your part. You've been.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Is that something that we should be doing?
What, bleep out my partner's names?
Yes.
They've been name dropped in almost every single episode.
By name?
Yes, by name.
Okay.
Wait, why did you always go? You always say like my partner.
Well, she doesn't like to be on the radio. She used to be on. She used to be a music journalist and film reviewer in her hometown of Perth, and they asked her to do it on TV. So she did 2 recorded I'm such and such. This is my review of the new Darren Aronofsky movie. Here's my 5-minute video review of Requiem for a Dream, of course. and she decided that she is not good on air talent. So she likes to take a step back and perhaps not be in the limelight. I'm obviously a limelight hog. I'm a showboater, so I can take it all. But I just
As is your dog.
yes, my dog gets this well.
Yeah. But I think that's Joe's way, your partner's way of beaming a limelight is through your dog. Yeah.
All right.
Well, you can say whatever you want to say about your, and you guys are married, so you can call her wife, unless is that
Yeah.
wife to
Meine Frau. She hates that, but it doesn't mean woman
too.
Yeah. There's a friend who's like married to a German friend, and she's like, he's so nice in English, but he started speaking to me in German to practice years ago. And whenever he speaks in German, it's like so rude. And anyway, so meine Frau hat English. I don't even know what the hell we were talking about, but
the food that you're eating there in Germany, how is it?
Oh, yeah.
You're not vegetarian anymore.
Before we left, we were vegetarian and slipping into pescatarian during pregnancy stuff. And when we visited here, we just, from what we read, just they're better to their animals before they kill them, and there's less shit in it. So we decided to
Literal or figurative?
Literal.
Yeah. And we decided to dip our toe into meat, and now we're like full on eating murdering animals constantly. Try to hold back a little bit, still have some standards, but eating a lot more meat here. And
Adam, how did you find veganism in Germany?
Great, actually. Hank and I got a late night doner, which was very good, right by your house. But the labeling is next level. Particularly, we're going to talk about it, but particularly in the supermarket, the vegan labeling is next level. But even beyond that, just you see it on the streets, like every block, there will be some place that says this, vegan, this, and in much more than even LA or something you would see. So yes, excellent.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, and that was all over, not just Berlin, the capital. Didn't you say it was in Frankfurt also?
Yeah, so all of the cities. So I did go to two small towns and one super small, like rarely get tourists kind of town. And that was the one that got a little dicey. But, that would happen in the U.S. if I was in the middle of nowhere. So,
All right.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit more mincy because they want the sausage to be not that coarse. It's more minced than dicey.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
So Hank, we always ask. You've listened to the show, so we like to dig into like childhood grocery store stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if we went to the same grocery stores growing up. I mean, obviously we grew up on the same block, carpooling a lot, doing all of the same things. But where did you shop growing up in Long Beach, California?
I know my mom went to Lucky's all the time, which I think was the same as you.
Yeah, I love that Lucky. Like, I just have so much like nostalgia. I'm gesturing to my heart. My heart is full when I think of that beautiful Lucky.
Is it just Lucky, not Lucky's? Everything else is apostrophe S.
I think it maybe was. I truly don't know. I haven't looked up a single thing about Lucky.
Yeah,
It was bought by Albert's sons.
That specific one or all of it?
All of them, yes.
My favorite part about it when it became Albertsons, like that's like right when I moved to college and stuff. But my favorite part is the sign got a little busted and some of the lights didn't work. And it was like Wheel of Fortune where some letters were missing and you could have spelled abortions with the letters because it was just like A, B, T, and S or something. That's my favorite thing about it. And it got hit by a tornado.
I was there. I wasn't at the Lucky, but I went to a different high school than you. And my high school was like across the street from the Lucky. And we had a tornado warning in like Long Beach, California in 2001. And it only hit the Lucky. Like it totally like wrecked like one of the corners of the Lucky, like tornado damage at a Southern California grocery store.
That joke writes itself. By the way, it's Albertson and Ralph and Vaughn, just so you know.
This is a Bernstein Bears moment where I'm getting totally twisted. What is that called? Medvedev. What's it called? Mendeleev? No.
Why am I
Mandela effect.
Mandela?
Yes.
Because it's all about Nelson Mandela, right?
Was
Yeah, Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 80s, supposedly.
Yeah.
According to
That's just like a thing that people who are like have bad memories and maybe stupid want to say. Oh, it's actually the universe.
and they don't want to admit their own fallacy.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
But did you go shopping with your mom, who I will not say your mom's name on the podcast,
Yeah,
but you would get a lot?
Yeah. I did, but not always. I really think she did that while we were at school mostly. And after school, it would be a totally different routine that didn't include grocery store. So some kids after school, they go with their mom to a grocery store, or that's how they get their fix. My mom would take me to the places I wanted to go, which was Toys R Us or Target and Taco Bell or sometimes Del Taco. And then when I got older, I would only go to Del Taco.
All right.
I'm going to ask this for both of you. What was your young childhood Trader Joe experience? Did you have any?
It creeped up on us by Target, and it was great, but I think it was after high school.
Yeah, I don't think I started really going to a Trader Joe's until I was like in college and like kind of shopping for my own stuff.
Okay. So I went to one in LA by LAX like when I was pretty young. So it's probably one of the first early ones or whatever, but I didn't know whether it went to Long Beach there at that time, but yeah, anyway.
It feels like I've been there, but it was definitely the not now it's the place that my parents go more, that and Stater Brothers and stuff. So
My parents are not Trader Joe's people. They think it's corny.
well, they're like, I mean, all of our parents are chefs, but your mom wouldn't waste time going to a place where she can't get the right ingredients, right? She's made pretzel, whatever.
She doesn't need pretzel balls that are frozen or like tamales or whatever. She'll make her own pretzel ball. She'll make her own tamale.
Can I talk about your family's fridge and why it was? Look,
Yes. Let's do it. Of course.
Huge fridge, but you had to get what you want the first time because it would suction closed for a minute afterwards. And
My parents have, so we actually have a former guest of this podcast, Todd Perry, used to be a refrigerator salesman. He used to work at the Sears at the Del Amo Mall and selling refrigerators. And the first time he came over to my house, my parents' house rather, he was like dazzled by the refrigerators. They are the like full standalone Sub-Zero model. He's like, this is like the Cadillac of refrigerators.
yeah,
And it did like once you shut it, you've got to wait for a while because it like suctions closed. My parents did just redo their kitchen and they did have to completely like get brand new Sub-Zero enormous refrigerator and then enormous the same size freezer side by side with wood paneling.
if you have a Sub-Zero refrigerator, why would you need a freezer at all?
For ice cream and frozen chicken thighs and chocolate.
So Sub-Zero.
Oh, yes. I see. Sub-Zero being the brand. But they had their enormous refrigerator and freezer. They like had to order it separately. And so while the remodel was happening, they had the enormous refrigerator in the living room. And I think they set up the freezer like outside on the back patio.
Whoa, that's crazy. I wish I could have been there to see it. And then the other thing is always stocked with the name brand Coca-Cola, 7-Up, and like the big Costco style like beef jerky and everything. And it was we could go over and eat as much as we want, and next time it would be full again. So why not go to the Harmatz house?
For some reason, I feel like I've had an Orangina out of that fridge, which is an unusual soda. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I remember drinking one.
Yes.
Yeah.
My parents do keep like, back in the day, they used to have like these soda rollers where you'd like load them up with like 6 sodas and you'd grab one and then it'd kind of like keep dispensing. And they would keep it with 7-Up, Diet 7-Up, Coca-Cola, and Diet Coke. And we were not allowed to drink any of it. It was just for the adults.
What?
I would have an occasional 7-Up. I wasn't allowed to have the cola.
Carrot juice? Carrot juice?
No.
Oh, V8. They were big on V8 there too. Yeah. I would, but that wouldn't be in the fridge normally.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thanks, Jeff's mom and Jeff's dad.
I'm glad you have fond memories of raiding our fridge.
Yeah. And I forgot the name of that pizza you mentioned on the frozen pizza one. What is it? Sally Mae, Freddie Mac pizza? The pizza that's like on a half roll that you hated that we would microwave.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't Totino's. It was Tony's or something.
I think it had some lady's name. Like,
yeah. Okay. But I would go to your house. We were talking about this on the pizza episode, and I had bad memories of some of these frozen pizzas that you were putting together over there.
It's because you're supposed to bake it, but I think we weren't using, we didn't have the patience to put it in the oven. Had to get back to playing Sega. So we would just microwave it, and it would just
Golden Axe or something. Yes.
Yeah.
So let's jump forward in time a little bit. When you're an adult, you are a father of children.
Yeah.
You're a professional man. Like, what was your shopping like when you were on your own out of the house?
Out of the house. I think I could speak most intelligently about the years that I was a single man living alone, and it was a lot of Trader Joe's, and I would make something called the Bachelor Sandwich, which we did a Highland Park TV sketch about.
What was your version of it again?
It was perfect. It was perfect for my palate. The Trader Joe's, like, I think they call it Middle Eastern pita bread or something. Middle Eastern, like, you rip it in half. I would slather one side with peanut butter, fill it with broccolini and hot sauce. And I was a vegetarian, so I was, eating healthy, and sometimes throw some other shit in there. But the peanut butter, hot sauce, and broccolini were the key. And it was like every single day of my life.
That's pretty intense combination.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you do Bachelor sandwiches, Adam?
During the sketch?
No, just in general. Did you was that something that you ate in your days?
I mean, I maybe still do versions of that, but yeah, I would say the weirdest one is I would do peanut butter on a Boca burger. That was weird.
Ooh,
but
yeah,
with no bun. It was surprisingly good.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know.
Like the whole 6-pack or whatever, 4-pack of Boca burgers.
Yeah, one Boca burger, and then you cook it up in a pan, and then you smear peanut butter on it at the end.
Okay, I gotta respect that.
I don't think I've ever done stuff like that, although y'all both know me quite well. Maybe you could maybe I'm saying the thing, but I think like the bacheloria stuff I ever really bachelored was putting hot sauce on vegan chicken nuggets out of a microwave when you and I were living together.
That's not bachelor at all.
Okay.
That's very normal eating.
Child.
Yeah.
I mean, my bachelor food, when my partner leaves town for a long time, I'm making linguine with clams or
you go to Papa John's. Sorry to call you out. You go to Papa John.
I went to Papa John's once or twice. Yes. I mean, if I'm gonna get a delivery or takeaway pizza, I guess. I don't love the politics of the man, but he makes a damn fine pizza. Papa John Schnatter.
I like the politics, but not the pizza. But yeah, I guess what I eat when the dogs are away, this cat may play with canned fish.
Okay.
And any other treasure that makes me happy that I find at a grocery store, which there are a lot of here.
Oh, right. You're reminding me, we have not talked about this. Jeff, this is going to unlock a memory. Because I used to eat fish when we were in New York. And I made a thing that was instant ramen plus a can of anchovy. Sardines.
It was sardines. I remember.
Sardines.
I remember.
Yeah. And I was into it, and I ate it a lot. And then I was telling our mutual friend Billy and Jeff about it. And then Jeff was like, well, let's do it. So we did it at his apartment, and his roommate got very mad, and everybody was very grossed out by the combination.
Yeah, it's hard to...
Yeah.
I've come around a lot more on tinned fish.
Yeah.
But sardines, I cannot cotton sardines because they have the little spines, and I hate to eat the little spines on there.
You just got to not look at it.
Chalky mouthfeel.
Just don't look at it. You just eat it. I mean, I haven't eaten it literally since then. But
Yeah, I don't like spine in my stuff. I call me crazy, but I like a lot of weird stuff, but spine is just like it's a bone too far for me.
Yeah. And it has the sliver of the nervous system.
Yeah.
Or is it shit? I think it's the nervous system.
Give me the easy peel
Block your
sardines.
teeth with after.
Oh.
The way, not to brag, but the way I eat sardines, it's kind of classy. You got to get the good ones, though. Is you put it in your mouth and you go, the bones are there.
Heathcliff style. Yeah. Yeah.
Is tin fish big in Germany? I know that it's kind of big in Paris.
I don't think it's the big thing. There's like liverwurst and stuff like that but I haven't been in enough native German people apartments and houses to know what they're actually buying. But I know it's tons of canned meat stuff, and then there's the international sections where it's the Polish canned meats or the Ukrainian and Russian and canned meats and a lot of stuff. But I know Germans love their liverwurst and their other the varieties of wurst.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, this first.
So when I was in Germany, the vegan in the grocery stores, I'm slightly jumping ahead, but I got so spoiled so quickly because
Really?
they have such good labeling. They have these huge things. The amount of variation of very slight variation of a sausage or what would be a salami or something like that. But they had literally 30 of them in even the smallest, crappiest of supermarkets. And then immediately I tried to get that in the U.S. and they just don't have anything close to that.
Yeah, multiple brands that have the full spread.
Yeah.
Same supermarket.
But I feel like that's a fall over just from culture of of course we're going to have 30 types of processed meats. Why wouldn't we? What are we, animals? Yeah,
That's what separates us from the animals. They vary in an act.
Yeah.
Well, so can you dispel, y'all both were there, can you dispel this myth for me? I've never been to Germany. I make sausages, I've read a lot about German food, but what is German cuisine other than I know that there's schnitzel and then there's sausage and things like that, but what's some of the other things that the German is eating? The modern German.
The way I could tell is going to what are they called? Canteens, mess halls, where it's a lunch place where they serve they make big portions of stuff to sell to people that work for the city government or whatever. Those a lot of goulash. And a lot of chili con carne.
Okay.
And
Texas style or
I would say it's the style
with beans or no beans?
with beans.
Okay, not Texas style, other style.
Yeah, it's got with beans. Got beans and corn. And a lot of potatoes and schnitzel. And when it's asparagus season, they go ape shit on asparagus, and restaurants and supermarkets advertise asparagus is here, and people are banging on the door and running over each other it's Black Friday to buy their white asparagus.
Okay. With some Béarnaise sauce or something like that, or some Hollandaise.
Yes. Yeah, Hollandaise. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what they eat here.
How is the modern German shopping? How are you shopping a lot? Or are you shopping a little more, less than you were in Los Angeles?
I think a lot more. We were a Sprouts family. I was a Super A guy, which is affordable local small chain, Super A.
Yeah.
And some really good stuff catering to the great Mexican tortilla chips and stuff, and authentic salsa. Sprouts is a little fresher. So here we are doing mostly the big supermarkets, and we are shopping every other day, I would say.
Okay.
Always trying to stock up, never able to, always an ingredient that went bad. because everything's so, I don't know, a cucumber will go bad, so we got to pick up a cucumber on the way home kind of thing.
How big is your fridge?
You want to see my fridge?
Yeah.
They got some weird sized fridges here.
I know. That's why I'm asking.
Top part is the fridge, bottom is the freezer. And it's
So really tiny. Yes.
Yeah. And that's exactly the same size that we've had at all the apartments that we've been here.
Okay. So you have to shop a lot. You can't really like stock up for pandemic, earthquake, big fire or whatever.
No. And apartments don't come with any closets here, as far as I know. Like they build rooms without closets. So we had to build our own pantry in this one in order.
Where do they keep their beans?
They just like put it under their pillow or something.
You got to get invited to more, as you put it, native German households to find out what they're up to.
I've been to some. I should take pictures of their kitchens.
I'm dying to ask. So you were talking about going to Super 8, getting the good salsa, the good corn chips. Like, what's the Mexican food situation there in Berlin?
Oh man. Allegedly, there's some good places. The grocery stores have like, none of the salsa is good. You sometimes could find an okay salsa, but most of it's like that sweet, mild garbage that's not good for anybody. And it's like a very slim section because there's not a lot of, it's not the big immigrant population here. But there are specialty shops where you could get some tapatio and stuff for like a €5 a bottle, $6 instead of $1 or whatever, because it's import.
My sister who's in London.
Yeah.
So obviously there's no good Mexican food in London. I mean, it just made its way to Australia recently also. But anytime like we are saying like, what can we send you or what like can we bring you? The Havia corn chips, like their tortilla chip, it's a brand. It's like a high-end brand and it has like a little soy sauce flavoring on it, I think. But she's like, send corn chips, please. Like tortilla chips, corn tortilla chips. I cannot get them in London. I miss them dearly. I don't know. She might have even started making her own at this point.
Oh my God. Shame on her for going to London. But one thing that they have good is a basic salted corn chip. And it's perfect. However, if you order nachos at any restaurant that says it has nachos, I've made this mistake 6 times. I know what I'm walking into and I do it anyway. Their restaurant nachos are an atrocity, probably like in London, where they're chips that have like the Doritos flavoring on them already, and then queso cheese or melted cheese, but it sucks, and everything else is wrong. The guacamole is chalky, and
they do have avocados in Germany.
Some of them are frozen. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think it definitely is like an American thing, the avocado, but
it's totally imported. They might have started growing it. A lot of stuff gets grown in like Italy and Turkey and stuff. But there are plenty of avocados. They're pricey, of course, but and they're great. So I don't know what the hell these shitty restaurants are doing. There was one like Mexican Independence Day festival. There's always festivals where peoples gather because there's peoples from all over the world in this big city, and there was authentic Mexican food there, but it was like the only time I went to that kind of gathering, and it was like really, really good.
So on the subject of salsas, Jef, I got to tell you about this.
All right.
I know a lot about salsa. I love the most authentic whatever salsa you can get. Generally, when you go to the Mexican supermarkets around Southern California, and if you're getting made in-house salsa, that's about the closest you can get to like the best sort of store-bought salsa. The Stater Brothers, the good Stater Brothers, had maybe the best store-bought salsa I've ever had in my life. It's called Salsa Molcajete.
Okay.
And it was next level.
Was it made like by the people there, or it wasn't like in a jar? It was
made by the employees at that Stater Brothers, and it was next level good. And I am rushing to go back.
Maybe after we do this podcast, we'll go to the grocery store together. We've been meaning to take some publicity photos inside of a grocery store. So I thought maybe it would be better to do it in the morning when like nobody would be paying attention. We've been talking about like hiring a photographer photographer and saying like, let's just like rush into the grocery store, get some pictures. Like we'll do it in 30 minutes.
Well, you got to hit all the grocery out. You got to hit all your stores over there.
Absolutely. So what stores are you going to in Germany? Because like we always do a lot of research, but like y'all have been going to the German grocery stores and like,
yeah.
I want to know how often you're going. Every couple of days, you're going to the big ones, the little ones. I watched some videos about how people shop in Germany.
Okay.
And they're saying like, because of the refrigerator size, because it's like Berlin in particular, very walkable, dense city. You don't have to like stock up.
Yeah. We wish we could stock up, but the vegetables are so good, but they go bad. So at first we went to a little Edeka. And then we moved, and now we're on the same block as a big Edeka. And so we're a big Edeka people, very similar to Rewe, but there's subtle differences that push us towards Edeka every time. And I've just started going to Lidl, which is a discounter. Mm-hmm. And it looks very similar to Aldi, where they just like cut open boxes. And when I went there last, there was just like spilled eggs that hadn't been cleaned up in a while because they have 2 employees and they're pulling out their hair.
So the video I watched described it, and y'all can confirm, but they said that there's like the supermarkets, which they do call them that, right? Supermarkt. Got it. Okay. There's that. Is that offensive if I say it in the accent a little bit? And,
no. It's not.
And then they do call them the discount stores. Like
yeah.
So, like, here in the U.S. America, like, Aldi actually owns Trader Joe's. And
Aldi Nord.
Well, that's a whole other can of worms.
I know. Yeah.
They have what they call the discount stores, the supermarkets. And do you hit both of them, or are you, like...
I'm starting to, because I see that the discount stores... I don't even know if I save money, but they have a few things that are just, like, better. And then they're missing everything else. Like... fresher, bigger portions of salmon, or like big hunks of really sharp cheddar cheese that the bigger proper store doesn't have. So,
okay.
But it has its drawbacks galore.
I imagine that most German supermarkets have big hunks, but maybe not the big hunks of cheese.
So when I first got to Germany, I was in Frankfurt, and I was in like I don't think it was a super happening neighborhood, but there was also a lot of stuff going on. And I was kind of blown away because on one block there was 5 grocery stores.
Wow.
Yeah. And it, like, clearly it was because like walkable is like the big thing, like holding, you're not going to drive to any of these. So if you imagine the size, it's hard to describe, but maybe like a quarter of the size of an American supermarket. So you had all 5, and they were all sort of competing with each other. One of them was Penny's, was the discount. One of them, we'll talk about all these. One of them was Alnatura, which was like the organic one. One of them was Rive, which is like the sort of middle of the road one. And like they're all sort of and one of them was DM, which is like not a supermarket, but it's a
farm. I like to slide into that one.
Pharmacy.
Yeah. I find them there a lot.
Yeah. But they all sort of had their own niche, and they all were about getting sort of in and out, getting like whatever 4 items and self-checkout, get the hell out of there. And I really liked it. I immediately like loved that vibe.
You are the German when it comes to shopping. You're German in spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what our neighborhood is like. But I was also recently in a small sort of vacation town that had plenty of people and stuff, but only one little Edeka, tiny, and like it had everything you need, but it was so small. So it's not like it's just a big city thing. But as you were talking about New York in the past, like New York's like got food deserts, but like high rises and stuff. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Here, it makes sense, and like on average, every building with residence is like 5 stories tall. So all those people just go get their food and come home and don't live in urban sprawl.
Mm-hmm. Have you been out to the country? Like, is it also pretty reasonable with grocery stores when you're in a more rural part of Deutschland? I think that's what they call it there, right?
that was my. Been to a couple lands in the Deutsch area, and they were both vacation-y areas. So, and I've like been to Frankfurt. Oh yeah, no, it gets a little like you have to walk further, and they're smaller, and and each manager at every one of these grocery stores is going to have their own picks of things that people would like locally, so it's less fancy. But you didn't mention the bio stores, which is All Natura is one of them, but it's special. But there's the bio, which is their way of saying organic. It's bio.
BO, more like PU. Am I right?
And they do not smell like bio. Those are like the nicest stores where just like the widest aisles, and those there's different chains of those, and that's all. You go in there and you could just get anything, and it's organic, and you'll pay twice as much.
So I guess as an American guy, I know y'all, Hank, while you're even in Berlin, and Adam, you just returned from Berlin and Frankfurt and Cologne. So when I think of like a German grocery store, like I've been to grocery stores in Paris and in France and stuff. So I have that image, but also like the way you're describing the discount stores, like we have Aldi here in U.S. Americas, and everybody's like, oh, that's the German chain, even though Germany technically owns Trader Joe's. Also, it feels they bought Trader Joe's, I think, in 1979. So
no, I thought Aldi bought Trader Joe's like recently. Was it 1979? Oh shit! What?
Because Trader Joe's started in Pasadena, California.
In 69 or something like that.
And the employees are all very Californian, like they wear their Hawaiian shirts, and it's very casual and loosey-goosey. And like, I forget if it's Aldi Nord or Aldi Süd.
Nord.
Aldi Nord. And we'll get into that as well.
Yeah.
They bought Trader Joe's in 1979 so that they could specifically get a foothold in the U.S. grocery store market. And I forget when Aldi kind of arrived in our beautiful shore.
Much more recently.
Yeah.
I don't.
80s or 90s maybe?
I don't know if I have that, but that's Aldi Süd.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if I have that in front of me, but
Aldi's been around in the United States since the 80s. What? I thought they just like popped up like 10 years ago, and everybody's like,
that they
what the fuck is this?
Came to California pretty recently, but I feel like they had a foothold in the Midwest a little bit more. Because, the Midwest is more Germanic. That's your Wisconsin's.
Wow. 1976 in Iowa.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Who knew?
So if I go to an Aldi, how much of a taste of a German grocery store am I getting? Like a California Aldi versus what you've got there in Berlin?
The one I went there is very similar, and it sucks. And it's like maybe here you might get more cross. Like the here you'll get like there's like this whole European vegetable market or fruits and vegetables that come from, and you could see like, oh, this came from, I don't know, Poland or whatever. So it's not going to taste the same, but all the jarred stuff, next time I'm there, I'll check it out. But I don't know. It seems like they're kind of importing the boxed crap that's from Aldi. I hate Aldi.
I don't care for it either.
I've never enjoyed Aldi in the U.S. either.
And they have like rows of like discount stuff, like cheap toy lawnmowers or whatever, sprinkler systems, and it's all like trash. I hate it.
Yeah. Let's get into the history of Aldi.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So it's the Albrecht family. They opened a small store in Essen in 1913. So that's really when Aldi began to sort of take over.
How apropos, because Essen means food.
Oh, interesting. After World War II, the two brothers took over their mother's business. So that's when sort of the Aldi, the conglomerate, as we can imagine it, took over. And then in 1960, they split. And they claim it was over the idea to sell cigarettes.
One of them was a nasty freak who liked to butter too, and the other one was a clean living, a good German.
Yeah, I think the other one said that it would attract more shoplifters or something like that.
Yes. Of course.
Yeah.
That's what you've seen the guy when you have the cigarette in between the two fingers. You're kind of moving it around, and you can see the shiftiness. It's a shifty fingered man that smokes a cigarette.
Absolutely. So then they split, and it's been a major feud ever since, including the rights to the name Aldi. Because in the U.S., Aldi is only one of the two, but in Germany, Aldi could be either Aldi Nord or Aldi Süd with the same logo.
I looked at the map of the dividing line, the Mason-Dixon line of Aldi, and I somebody was saying, like, I feel like I'm kind of north. Maybe it was as far north. I don't know the geography of Germany, but like maybe Hamburg. And like, I feel like I'm in a northern part of Germany, but we get Aldi Süd here because it kind of on the left side of the country, it kind of curves upwards along the border.
I wonder if it connected at all with the, East Germany, West Germany thing.
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah.
Do you know which one you have there?
I think it's got to be Nord.
Okay, well that's the cigarette one.
And they bought. That's the one that bought Trader Joe's, but was not in Wisconsin.
That is the Trader Joe's one. I know that for sure.
What's the law firm in New York that Celino and Barnes? It's like the
Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
What year did they start Aldi?
So their mom opened a supermarket in 1913.
Okay, so there's always. That's all I needed to know. There's always a block in Wikipedia about what did they do during the 1930s and 40s.
I did a bunch of research about Aldi, Rive, and Edeka during that period, and I was really trying to find a direct link of like they supplied this for this and something like that. The closest thing I could find is that the Aldi brothers both fought in Africa during that period, but they were conscripted to fight in Africa. As far as like contracts and stuff like that, they did, of course, have contracts with the government, which was Nazi Germany, but there's no direct link of like them doing stuff with the concentration camps and stuff like that, which is what I was kind of digging for.
I know that Edeka was a little closer, where they had to, because they were like the biggest chain, and they had to decide. They just were forced to be a Nazi-owned place, and like their head guy was a card-carrying Nazi, and he was the head until the 60s. And it's funny to see around here, like places that are from before the 30s will say like established in 1803, this beer, or, but there's never anything that says established in 1939.
Yeah.
Right.
I do have an article that is kind of relevant for this. It's more of it happened in 1991. I'm looking for my story. There was a controversy. They were trying to build a supermarket on former concentration camp grounds. I believe it was in Berlin, and like people protested. People are like, hey, this is like a sacred place. You should not do this. I do think there was like protests, and maybe they firebombed the construction site at one point. I don't know. It was in Ravensbrück. They did not end up building the grocery store there, but I didn't see any follow-up articles from like the last 40 years. Like, I do think they were trying to preserve the history of the site. So it was almost finished, and then they started firebombing it. It says the leftist group firebombed the construction site and another store owned by the same company that was like building the grocery store.
Yeah. Good for them. Good on them.
Yeah, that's cool. So switching over from Aldi, Rive and Edeka are the other two sort of oldest pre-Nazi Germany supermarkets that are sort of still cracking. And both of them were cooperatives, which was interesting because my understanding of that originally was like, oh, this is like sort of worker-owned kind of a thing. But I realized with more research that it was a like a price cooperative where it was more like capitalists kind of getting together and getting bargaining based on like cheaper prices, which maybe is good for their customers, but it's like it's a weird thing. It's almost like monopoly, but it's not exactly. So that's what Riva and Edeka started out as. So they were sort of independent grocers banding together to get cheaper prices on goods because they all sort of had a bargaining power over goods.
And they were like the board of the supermarket kind of thing, not just instead of go.
Yeah. So imagine like you're an independent hamburger restaurant and then McDonald's comes and they're like, hey, we're going to make it so much cheaper and you'll make more money if you just get our products from us. And then you sign up with them and then they do get cheaper goods because there's a lot of other people all bargaining together. That's essentially what happened with Edeka and the other one.
Kind of a different structure, but just a franchise kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, good for them. I want a piece of that action.
So right now, Edeka is number one in Germany at 25%. Number two is, and some of them they put together, but Lidl and Kaufland are owned by the same company.
Yeah.
And Kaufland's kind of like is like a department store. It's like a Walmart, right? Do I understand that right?
Did we go to a Kaufland?
We did.
Yeah. I remember. It is. We were really hoping that it would be close to a Walmart or a Costco kind of thing, but it's just a bigger, more stacked grocery store with some more like electronic stuff for sale, but it's still like one of each thing. Like you need a pan, here's one pan.
Okay.
On discount. It's we were really hoping for like that, super Walmart kind of shit, but it just doesn't exist.
I mean, we have and again, that's something that Adam and I have been dancing around a little bit on this podcast so far. The Walmart factor, like they are really trying to, like that's a department store that is moved into groceries.
Yeah.
Is the Kaufland more like a grocery store that is like moving into like Walmart territory or like pan territory?
It might be, and maybe it's the two that I've been to, but I wish it would do that more just because it's sometimes hard to find like the one place to go for everything. But I think we realized that's like the mall. You have to just like go to the mall for everything. And our mall has like three grocery stores and a DM, which is like a CVS kind of thing. It's abnormal, I think. Okay. And a public library in the mall.
That's great. It's a perfect place to...
And a huge club on the rooftop.
Really?
With floors.
We went there.
Okay.
That was a fun time.
That's impossible to find.
Yeah.
Did you guys go dancing in Berlin?
There was a moment where we were in the dance floor and it was awkward and we just left and went to a quiet table outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah. We had a lot to catch up on.
So did you guys both do a lot of grocery store tourism just because of this podcast? Or I know that I do grocery store tourism in general before the podcast, but like y'all were like, let's get it on. Let's do it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't think we saw you didn't see anything in Berlin except for my neighborhood.
I loved it. I had a great time. Yeah.
Neukölln, I'll say. Neukölln.
Neukölln.
New Cologne.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about All Natura.
Oh, yeah, baby.
So, Jef, do you know anything about biodynamic, like wine or whatever?
Like the smallest amount. Actually, hold on. Let me do this. Let me say, actually, Adam, I know all about biodynamic wine, but let's inform the listeners.
Okay. So, biodynamic is a practice developed by Rudolf Steiner, who is Austrian, in 1924. And some people consider it to be pseudoscience. Some people consider it to be very interesting sort of proto-organic farming practices. But basically, the whole idea is that you don't use chemicals, you celebrate biodiversity, so you change crops and you have multiple crops planted at the same time, and you sort of let your farms grow in the shape that makes sense rather than like rigid boxes and stuff like that. That's sort of the baseline. But then there's another part, which is like you make a mixture that you put in a cow horn and you bury it in the autumn. And I think you maybe bury it under like a full moon in the autumn. And you let it decompose in the winter, and then there's a different cow horn that you crush in the springtime, and you put quartz in there. So basically, it is organic practices, but then there's also this other side that's like, spiritual
mysticism,
mystical, for sure.
Yeah. I read about. Somebody told me about this. I read about this, and some connection to the spirit world, and it sounds very far out. But there's not only Alnatura supermarkets, they also, a lot of like Edeka's have like Alnatura shelf where you could get this like pure super organic stuff, like nut butter and whatever.
So bio means organic, sort of similar to our organic, but there's a different name. I forget the name in Germany, but for biodynamic, which you can get in Alnatura, and you probably get it other places. And that, that's it. Yeah, there you go. And that means that it's farmed under this practice, which, in my experience with wine, and that's the only experience I have, biodynamic wine is actually really good.
Okay.
So whatever the like kookiness of the practice, like it is clear that they put a lot of care into their growing practices. It's clear, but they put a lot of care into their crops and stuff like that. And I don't know, it is a good product, at least in my experience. But who knows about the kookiness.
But the spiritual background is very, it's like this. There's some German spiritualism stuff that seems like borrowed from other cultures, but this is like German born, it seems like. And good for them. Did you know that guy also started the Waldorf schools, or at least his teaching?
Oh, I didn't, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So they exported that. And Wikipedia tells me that he, like they've used his practices on a lot of things. He was like a lecturer, and even the Nazis were like, yeah, this sounds good for our way to raise crops too, somehow, even though they had like strict, rigid stuff. What you said about the like marching and race and stuff, they were like into this biodiversity. Very ironic, actually. You would think there would be like a monocrop kind of society, but
different from the salad. I do want to say that is different from Waldorf, different from salad.
yeah,
The Waldorf Hotel invented that salad. I do.
there's no cow horn buried in your
I don't think so.
Waldorf salad.
Yeah. So Alnatura is like a big part of this biodynamic sort of, there's like an organization that promotes it and stuff like that. And Alnatura is a big part of it. And there's critics who call it like kooky and weird. But I don't know. What are your experiences with Alnatura, Hank?
Tastes good. Not everything tastes good. Like, the peanut butter's perfect and crunchy, and it's not too much more expensive, but it feels like, they're probably being like really careful about not spraying their crops with pesticides and stuff. So, but it does not bring me closer to any sort of spirituality. I am
the peanut butter. It doesn't send you into a nirvana. You're not like levitating when you taste the peanut butter.
No, it's doesn't even make me listen to Nirvana.
I would love to ask you in like I know I've said this already, but like when I think German supermarket, I do think Aldi. When I go into the Aldi in Yucca Valley or in Banning or the California Aldis around here, I'm struck by how shitty their sausage selection is.
Oh yeah. It's stuff that could travel, right?
Yes. It's usually like not even bratwurst. It's like Italian sausage only. I go into an Aldi and I expect a plethora. I expect the cornucopia of sausages. Like, is that a big thing that when you go to a grocery store, you're seeing the big sausage selection?
Big sausage selection in the fridge and freezer, and then a lot of grocery stores have meat counters that are endless, sliced meats, fresh meats. You gotta cook it day of, they say, though. Like if you get like ground beef at the meat counter, it's like you gotta have it like today or tomorrow, and it does go bad. But if you get it packaged and fresh, it lasts for 5 days or 7 days, whatever. Anyway, endless cheese also. And there's like private butchers, and there's, ones catering to Arab culture people, like halal butchers and stuff. And there's German style, but fish is very hard to get affordable, good fish. And like fresh fish, or it's just weird. It's like there's not always like a fish in the meat counter. It's frozen, or there's like one little shelf with salmon and it's always empty.
So that's canned. That's tinned fish, right?
No, fresh fish.
Oh, fresh fish. Okay.
Yeah. Talking.
Like I said, Germany is landlocked, right?
Yeah, no. It touches the ocean, the North Sea.
Okay.
But it does not. But Berlin there's like water, but nobody uses that to bring stuff to. There's a river, canals and stuff. But it's no Sweden when it comes to fish, and that's a problem for me.
As a recent returner to the meat diet, are you finding any of these any German delicacies particularly interesting? Like, do you have a favorite thing that maybe we might not know about back here in the good old U.S. Americas?
I just like the goulash. Whenever there's a place that has goulash, soggy beef that ends up tasting close to brisket, often good. I'll tell you what I don't love, and that's oh my god, what we just said the word, the meat with the fried breaded meat.
Oh, schnitzel.
It just doesn't. It just tastes like chicken, chicken, breaded chicken.
I mean, that's when you look at the old chicken. Look at the frozen dinners, your TV dinners that we have here in America. So much of it is very schnitzelified. Like it is like your white meat chicken round or whatever. Or they do that with the beef. It's your chicken fried steak or your Salisbury steak. It's like that's it's on the same level as a schnitzel.
Yeah, but what really makes me happy and fills me up is that doner sliced hero style meat, and or at least I thought. And then you could also get it without meat and just have a Turkish pizza with the salad and the same sauce. And it's like, oh, I don't even need the meat in here. I don't need the fake meat, the real meat. I just need the warm salad in my mouth. Well, salad's cold, but perfect mix.
But that sauce is really good. It's kind of the doner sauce.
Yeah. There was one thing I wanted to mention when you talked about the the supermarket that was being built on the ancient Jewish burial ground or whatever.
Not that ancient, just about 100 years old or so, but sure.
Oh, I see. There's the movie Cabaret, Life is a Cabaret, etc.
Mm-hmm.
It's based on this nightclub and area that my child goes to preschool at, and a nightclub called the El Dorado that it was really based on is now it got shut down by the Nazis, but it's now a fancy supermarket that says bio-marked at the El Dorado or whatever.
It's like where they turned CBGBs into a John Varvatos jeans store in New York. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, people used to have a lot of fun here, but now you could buy $400 jeans.
Yeah.
Now you could buy a perfect little German carrot where people used to be doing lines and fucking all night long to deep house.
I mean, you can go to the CBGB store in the airport and get a CBGB t-shirt if you
like the Gap at Haight-Ashbury, you could buy fast fashion here instead of get a fast high on the corner. I'm sure you could do both.
Gap's cool now because of Sydney Sweeney. Gap's cool now.
Is she doing Gap?
No, she did the other one, and then they did a response, and everyone liked their response.
Okay, when you're talking jeans, then there must be a rebuttal. There must be a first buttal and then a rebuttal because that's what goes on the jeans in the first place.
Yeah, they rebutted the butt.
We were talking about Aldi Norden Sud, and somebody maybe need to call Ronald Reagan or the Scorpions because there may be a German reunification coming soon.
Really?
Yeah, there's some speculation as of June of this year that Aldi Sud and Aldi Nord are in merger talks.
Wow.
Just fucking no, Trump is going to take credit for that.
Yeah, apparently like the two families have been like very low key considering like if they can merge, like it's the Heister family and the Albrecht family who were that's the name of the founders, but I guess the Heister family is like the offshoot of Aldi Sud. They very big denials, but there's rumors that they're talking about perhaps getting it back together. So
maybe that would heal the world.
They could just be Aldi and you don't. Yeah. Wow.
I mean, what's the difference between an Aldi Sud and an Aldi Nord? I mean, is it just the cigarettes?
I couldn't figure it out.
Okay.
It seems, I mean, they use the same logo, but I couldn't really figure it out.
It's crazy that they agreed on the logo too.
Yeah, there's a lot of been years of legal battle about that, but they both basically keep using it.
Apparently, like Aldi Nord reorganized the business a few years ago, and so they're more open to reunification, which we're all rooting for, we're all pulling for. Tear down that wall.
Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to tell you is that All Natura started as an organic like cotton clothing company.
Oh, they definitely have a section, and it's good. Like supermarket clothes are not supposed to be good, but the baby clothes are like good patterns. They, you're not supposed to like them, but. And then when I see like other kids if we buy something and another kid's wearing it, I don't feel that kind of like anger. Like it's not like a Target shirt that somebody else is wearing. Like I can't wear this shirt anymore. It's like, this is cool.
Okay, I'm jumping around.
Okay.
So when we were talking about the cooperatives, they said that sounds really kind of nice and left wing, right? But they actually were the cooperative of colonial grocers. And a big part of sort of pre-World War II supermarkets was about Africa, was about who can get their hands on African goods and for cheaper. And essentially that's a big thing that they were doing. So colonization was a promoted thing and a thing that they were very proud of because they could get spices and stuff like that.
East India Tea Company kind of shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
So was there like a military wing of Etika and Roe?
Yeah, I mean, they were directly connected with that trade. I don't know if there was a military, but that trade was their deal, was their zone.
That was the Aldi brothers were fighting. Before they were fighting with each other, they were fighting there in Africa.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
well, that's funny because I do like that the fruit is, I mean, it's labeled everywhere, but it's like on the price tag, like has a German sticker, made in Germany, grown in Germany. This has an Israel sticker. Do not buy that ever. And I'll bring my bottle of piss and spray it on that for anybody who buys it, kind of thing. Those peanuts or whatever the fuck. So yeah, it's very nice. But maybe there's a dark side to it.
Well, I'm talking 1920s and 30s and stuff.
That was the whole banana thing too.
Yeah, totally.
I've got a few questions for my friends who have shopped at German grocery stores. First of all, and again, we'll get into this as a topic in a later show. No doubt, I am a 40-year-old man, and like the music in local grocery stores is being programmed more and more to my taste. 40-year-old white man. What is the music situation in German grocery stores?
No music whatsoever at all. Silence, and it's wonderful. Think
you can calculate calories.
Yeah, there was music at one, so maybe it's up to the manager.
Okay, Is it like papa kind of stuff? Like, big brass trombone?
Another thing that I'm mad at, it's often English language stuff, pop stuff. But that's also true of like, we went to like a family friendly hotel and their restaurant would play like covers of American songs, but it was like all English. And it was in Bavaria, and I wanted papa shit, and I feel like I didn't get my money's worth by moving here, so I'm grabbing my back feet.
Justin Bieber, yeah.
Okay, yeah, wow.
Which means Justin Bieber.
Because there's a German grocery store like between where we live in Joshua Tree and in Los Angeles. It's called George's. I think it's in Calamasa. It's right off the 10 freeway. Super easy to stop at. And they definitely are trying to, I mean, I think a lot of American or German stores in America are really trying to cultivate that papa vibe, that like Sound of Music quality, I suppose. But I'm just shocked to hear that we're doing just we're not even doing Justin Bieber here in the U.S. American stores. They're like finally getting down to like the Cranberries and stuff like that. We're not. Wait 15 years before J Biebs starts being played in the frozen food section.
Have either of you been to that German village that's like in
Alpine Village,
in
Florence?
Yeah,
Florence. So I was going to say, we grew up with since my dad's German, his parents are from here. We would go there to pick up like Lebkuchen or something. It was a totally different vibe than anything I've seen here, where it's like kind of falling apart. It was catering to the like small, like an old version of Germany that's like wooden and whatever. And the people there were all very old, and the place was tired and it was an independent store, and all their German stuff was like imported in cans, but it seemed like all the fresh stuff, they didn't have much fresh stuff. That's how these kinds of stores worked. And it was basically that store and then a walkable mall of like little antique shops with German stuff, and then a gigantic parking lot that seemed to always have swap meet. Unrelated.
I remember the swap meet.
Yeah. I went to Oktoberfest there one time.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, it was fun. I got very drunk. I don't like Hefeweizen now because of that experience. But also in that little antique place, there was a memorabilia store.
Oh, yeah.
That happened to have some very interesting memorabilia that, and I felt like he had even more memorabilia in the back.
What was the memorabilia? It seems like you're dancing around the thing.
Nazi patches and Nazi plates and Nazi swords and stuff like that.
Yeah, just not hiding it.
Yeah. But I felt like he had a little bit up front, and then if you'd be like, "Oh, that's interesting," like he probably had that probably was his actual business was that. Yeah.
I'm glad that I haven't seen, like, I've been to a lot of shops and antique stores, even the antique, like I haven't seen any of that. And even like the museums hide that or put it in like a museum out of town where like they have it, you could see it, but it's like at the Citadel at the edge of town. But I haven't been in every museum. I'm just saying. Yeah, they're very ashamed or performatively ashamed of that past here, and everything's about East-West Germany, the Wall, Checkpoint Charlie, and stuff like that. Like they'll talk about that all day long.
There was an Edeka ad from 2016. It was a Christmas ad where I didn't watch the advertisement, but I have an article about it where they got criticized because it had a bunch of cars driving around, and the cars had Nazi license plate numbers. Like, it's all like weird coded stuff. Everything's like super deep coded, but I have all the numbers and stuff. It had like an SS 420 as one of the license plates and stuff like.
Were they like modern cars?
Yeah, modern. It was like it took place in the modern era, and there's nothing nefarious about the ad. It was like a wholesome Christmas ad, except for like somebody like snuck in some Nazi stuff into the license plates on that.
Yeah, I mean that shit's on the rise here too. But yeah, somebody got their rocks off sneaking that shit in, and It passed all the quality control.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm dying to ask more about the candy situation in German grocery stores as well.
It's great.
They have generally having a whole aisle, sometimes aisle and a half of candy. They have chocolate aisle or chocolate half that I've seen, and then they have like a Haribo kind of sweet, fruity, gummy type section as well. Hank, tell me about it.
Endless. I mean, I don't shop there for myself. I'm more of a cheese aisle kind of guy, but it's endless. Like you could have probably a different type of gummy every day of the year for how many they have at like our big Edeka. It's crazy.
Very good vegan labeling also, so that I can be confident about gelatin and stuff like that. I love their gummies. There's one specifically that I'm go fucking nuts, and I just finished all of mine.
What was it?
It's called Hitchies. It's a Hitchies sour like belts or whatever, and they are the best like sour whatever things belt things that I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I like the Kaufland. I think there's a couple checkout lines, and one of them says like the candy free line to bring your kid through, or candy and toy free line. And you go through it, and it's the cigarette aisle, which has all those great European labels of, people coughing up blood and children smoking and all that shit.
Yeah,
funny. Your child can't look at toys, but they can look at
mangled feet, with the toes chopped off.
Yeah.
Hank, there was a particular gummy that you had as a boy. I don't know if it was German, but it was called Storbobser, if I'm recalling correctly.
It was my zoo name for a while. It was, I think it was Danish or Swedish.
It was not German. It was Gummy Titties. Gummy Titties?
Yeah. But like a hippopotamus. It was like a edgy thing. Like I think one of the gummies was like coyote piss or something. I don't know. But it didn't taste like that stuff.
Okay.
And
did you get that in Denmark, or where did that ever come from?
Solvang, the little
the Dutch community in Santa Barbara. Yes.
I've never been there. I've always wanted to go there.
I did a photo shoot when I was catering for photo shoots. It was for a German company, actually. It was like Germany's Carhartt, and their mascot was an ostrich. So there's an ostrich farm in Solvang. So we would go and shoot there with like the ostriches, like young hunks in like work clothes next to ostriches. And I have a very particular memory. Like I was like feeding the entire photo shoot, like 30 people, like breakfast and lunch. And I was in this horrible Motel 6 in Solvang, like up all night cooking meatballs on a hot plate in my nasty little hotel room. That's my main memory of Solvang. And
my memory is you wrote a Highland Park TV sketch that was like a sitcom parody, and one of the characters I think was named Solvang. I always think of that. Yeah.
And the chocolate's good. I mean, y'all seem like you're more gummy boys than chocolate boys.
They got good chocolate here. Lindt or what's the brand that we always buy? It's good chocolate. It's the real chocolate. It's not that waxy stuff that like Crunch bars and stuff.
Yeah, so I just had I bought it with you, Hank. It was kind of like a Kit Kat type thing, and you hear Europeans talk about American chocolate as and they're clearly they're talking about Hershey bars or whatever. It's fucking chocolate. Like you can go to Whole Foods and you can get delicious chocolate here, and it is no different than what I was getting at German
Fruit Trip.
It's just we're all trained up on your Reese and your Hershey.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
We were in Brussels, and that's like also the chocolate place. It probably has the same amount of like historic chocolate stuff, and it's all good. But they're like, Brussels is chocolate town, and then you look at their history, and it's like King Leopold II had the Congo, I think, as not a colony, but just as pure slaves that were making their chocolate. And that's why they had like the best chocolate, is because they like owned that. And it's like the disastrous history of millions of people. And you look around tiny little Belgians, like, why are these buildings so fancy and nice? Oh, because they had their wealth extracted. They extracted their wealth and their delicious chocolate from poor people.
So, Adam, what did you bring back from Germany? You brought back the sour belts. What other confections, treats did you bring back?
I brought back a whole bunch of gummies, a whole bunch of various types of gummies. Two different sour type things. One of them was Haribo, which you can get I can get down the street. But the other one was the Hitchies, which was next level good. I bought a little bit of chocolate.
But that's gonna melt. That's gonna melt if you.
Yeah, no, I kept it. I kept it safe. It's fine. It's still there.
You gotta eat that. It's gonna, You live in the desert now.
I know.
It's all hot. It's 100 degrees here. Or sorry, it's 36 C. Hey, there you go, Hank.
Thank you. I was about to type that in and translate it.
I bought a bunch of vegan sausages and stuff, but I ate them before I could bring them anywhere. But those were good as hell.
All right, and Hank, what are you bringing to your family from Germany? I know you're coming out soon, and I'm going to totally miss you. I'm going to be in Europe when you're in California.
Ironic. 2 ships at sea, nighttime, etc.
Like a spoon when all you need is a knife. Isn't it ironic?
I just found out at these marzipan, French fries and currywurst and stuff, but it's marzipan. That would be funny to bring, but I don't. It's gonna get crushed, so maybe I'll just bring gummies and shit.
They travel well. They snap back into form if you squish her.
I sent something good with Adam to give to you.
I know
you forgot it. Yep. So I gave to Adam Edeka and Kaufland and other grocery stores here like to do a lot of promotion and toys, and a lot of times it's Playmobil because that's a German company. But Edeka had this series of Edeka Lego ripoffs called Blocks, and I sent 2 home with Adam, one for you and one for him, where it's in a grocery store, and there's a set of 6, and it was limited edition, and I got you a German grocery store.
Fantastic! I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Feels so nice in the hands. Mm-hmm. I'm certainly tucking it with my fingers.
Can't wait to build it. Yeah,
but no, I will absolutely build that, and it will live in my little podcasting zone where I podcast. I will think of German grocery stores. I will think of the Edeka that they did not build on the concentration campsite. They built it in my house instead of on the concentration site.
There's 2 of them. You're going to get the bigger one, but not because I value, but because I like the smaller one better.
Okay. I'm very excited for that.
I do value.
I think I got, yeah. And we got all 6 of them, and that includes a full store outline and a truck, and you could practice playing grocery store designer, where you could reorganize and say I think when you enter, you should go left and follow the flow this way, and you could practice that stuff. Where it's.
I hope I don't get addicted. I know people are very into Legos and stuff. I hope I don't get addicted to this particular German variety of Legos, and I'm constantly calling you, being mail me. I'm hitting up one brother for the Legos and one brother for the German equivalent of Legos.
I'll bring one to your mom so she could. I'll bring one to my parents so they could give it to your parents so that they could. Drive it out there at midnight to get to you before you go on your trip.
Well, thank you very much for that gift. Thank you both for that and bringing that into my life. I cannot wait to build the thing.
You're welcome.
There's that German accent again. All right. Well, unless there's any final points we want to hit on grocery stores in Germany, I know it's late there, Hank. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. I just got to say, bread. Forgot to talk about bread.
Okay.
It's such a big deal here, and there's fresh bread at even the discounter stores. There's a whole wall of the whole variety, and it tastes pretty good. If you go to a proper bakery, it'll be 25% better, but you could get loaves and everything except sourdough, which is what we want. And then bakeries have sourdough and they say it's sourdough, but it's not like we've only found like one place that's like sour enough, like to be like the California sourdough.
Sourdough is a specific California thing.
Yeah,
like
San Francisco. Yeah.
Not even on the East Coast. You didn't grow up with sourdough, right, Ab?
I did, but it's not. It wasn't as beloved. But we had it. We had it. But tell us about the slicing machines.
Oh, the slicing machines are there. You could buy your loaf and slice it at home with your sharp knife, or you could slice it in a slicing machine.
Wasn't there a
like
Strula
the
Peter about that?
Oh, probably dying because
Yeah, the little boy who lied too much, so his mom put his hands in the bread slicer.
Yeah. But you can't do like in The Wrestler when he has the slicing machine and he's angry and hits himself.
Yeah.
You can't do that because you gotta close the glass and then press the button, and you could choose the width of your slices, I think. But
Is it like in The Cell where they slice the horse up and then spread it out? Okay.
yeah, they slice it and you think you're gonna get it, and when you try to put it in your bag, it all falls out on the ground. So,
What's the best German bread? Pumpernickel?
I like Bauerbrot, like farmer bread. It's just very whole wheat bread. All that thick, dense bread sucks. And there's a lot of that. So yeah. And you can get sourdough here, but it's just not. Anyway. I'm not having it. Oh, and bagels do not exist outside of because people that make the bagels, that really started in New York, but it makes sense why there's no bagels.
Yes.
Like they didn't come back. There's no blowback.
Are you the first Jewish guy that has moved back to Germany in some time?
No, there's a community and or community spread out, and of course there's the big rift over the I'll just say it, genocide. And we could say that too, and I hope Fred's listening, and I don't know his opinion on that, but or you could cut this out. There's a small Jewish community, and I feel like sometimes the government treats Jews like they're holy people, and but they only listen to like the established Jewish organizations, and they try to constantly outlaw the leftist Jewish organizations. But yeah, there's some bagel shops. Almost every bagel I've eaten here is basically like the cheapest store-bought type of bagel.
Bad bagels, not correct bagels. Long Beach had a great bagel scene. Like we had incredible bagels in Long Beach, in my opinion. Yeah. And when I moved to New York and said, "Oh, I got to try these New York bagels," I'm like, "Oh, this is what I grew up with. It's the same." We did it right in Long Beach. That's what I'm trying to say. Well, should we wrap it up, Hank?
Yeah,
if people want more of you, where can they find you?
Look, I've done a lot of stuff in my life. Right now, I'm actually working for a. Hold on, let me rephrase that, and please cut this out. Do you actually do editing on this?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Right now, I am working for a supermarket. Cut this out.
Now we got to leave it in. Now we
No, it is funny.
What do you call it? Oh, right now I'm working for a supermarket gig economy kind of thing. So I'm kind of, I'm an editor and filmmaker, but okay, I'll say I'm editing a commercial for one of the big American grocery fulfillment apps.
Really?
Can you say it and I will bleep it out? But can you just tell us? I promise I will bleep it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And yeah, I want to say more about it, but we're in the middle of it, so of course I could be fired tomorrow. But
yeah, when it's done, will you send us a link? Maybe we can attach it to the episode, or no? You don't want to?
Sure, yeah. I mean,
you've expressed some controversial opinions about bread on this podcast. I don't want to get you in any trouble.
I do have fun shopping, and this is a way to not shop. So maybe I am not a good spokesperson for this. But
they're not asking you to be in the commercial.
Actually,
are they?
Editor, you could temp your voices in, and like on Comedy Bang Bang, I got a lot of practice with that and some other things. And I was also on cinema a lot, but I couldn't be in this year because got 2 new kids that same month. But maybe I'll never come back. But
yeah, people would know you from on cinema. You're
Chaplin's Chili.
Chaplin's Chili.
I am Hank Friedmann from Chaplin's Chili, and also
You've been yelled at by Tim Heidecker on camera, which is one of the greatest honors a person our age can have.
felt
Tim Heidecker yelling at.
I mean, I recorded all my voice for everything, and they told me that they're gonna pay me to have my voice as one of the characters, so that's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, send us the commercial when it's out. We'll attach the audio depending on when this podcast comes out. Maybe it can be included.
God willing. God willing.
Do you have a website or anything? If people
HankF.com. HankF.com. HankF.com.
All right, Hank, it's been a real treat chatting grocery stores with you. It's been a real treat catching up with you. I'm sorry I'm going to miss you when you're in town in October.
It's crazy, but we'll see each other again. And also, the pleasure is all mine, oral and otherwise.
Right. Well, for Adam and myself, thank you, everybody, for listening to Clean Up on Aisle podcast. We'll be back next week, right?
Yep.
We will be back next week.
Yes.
But not with you, Hank.
Take me out with a bong hit. Tom.
All right. All right. All right. All right. Bye.